Are you thinking about moving to Perry County, Pennsylvania? Are you looking for somebody to give you the straight scoop on what living here in Perry County might look like? Well, you've come to the right place. In today's video, we're going to do a deep dive into the good, the bad, the yin, the yang, the pretty, and the ugly of living here in Perry County, Pennsylvania. And we're going to get real with it right now.
If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in central Pennsylvania, including right here in Perry County, then click subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications. That way you can be the first to know about the current market right here in central PA. My name is Aaron. Josh, the team, and I, we get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move to the area. And we love it. So whether you're moving now or in 6 months from now, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All of our information is in the description below. That way we can help you make a smooth move to the area.
So as I said, today's video, we're going to jump into the pros and cons of living in Perry County, Pennsylvania. Now, you might notice that in this video, we're going to be covering Perry County as a whole, which we haven't done before. We focused on individual towns like Harrisburg and Hershey and Carlisle. And we're doing this because the population of Perry County is significantly lower than those other counties and areas that we've focused on. And that's not a bad thing. It's a very rural area. It's beautiful. Most homes here are sitting on much larger parcels of land and they're spread apart. They're really set back off of the road. A lot of farmland out in this area, a lot of agriculture that goes back a long way. Plus, Perry County is built up into the Appalachian Mountains, the Blue Mountains, the mountains that surround our valley here in the Susquehanna and Cumberland valleys. So as such, there is not as much rampant development up in those areas, although as you'll see in our earlier vlog of Perry County, there is a lot more happening nowadays, which is a good sign. Because it's a beautiful county with beautiful views of the river. You're up high on the mountain, so you have elevation views down upon the valley. So it really, really is a special place, but it is an acquired taste because it's a much slower pace of life. So as you listen to these pros and cons, keep that in mind that if you're looking for a larger city feel or a more hustle and bustle, a lot more activity, then you're going to have to travel a ways off the mountain, down into some of the other towns to have that experience. But it's quiet, it's beautiful, and there's some beautiful properties up in Perry County and some amazing things to do out in nature with some of the national parks and the state parks and such. That's going to bring us to our first pro, which is going to be the rural atmosphere of Perry County.
All right, pro number one is going to be Perry County's rural charm. And this is something I know a lot about since I grew up in Perry County. I used to live right outside of Duncannon. Actually, my mother still lives in the house I grew up in. So I was lucky enough to have 12 plus acres of land, along with our neighbors having large plots as well. So I got to grow up enjoying the quiet life of Perry County. This is very common in Perry County to have larger plots of land. When you live in the suburbs around Harrisburg here or in the city, you're pretty much used to quarter-acre lots or less. So living in Perry County, there's a lot of land. So it's pretty common for people to have 1 acre, 2 acre lots, or even 12 to 15 plus. Perry County is characterized by its stunning natural landscapes, including rolling hills, fertile valleys, and picturesque farmlands. The Susquehanna River winds through the eastern edge of the county, adding to the beauty of the area. Away from the hustle and bustle of urban life, Perry County provides a tranquil and serene environment. The quietness and slower pace of life allows residents to escape the stress of city living and enjoy a more peaceful existence. And that's why rural charm is number one on our list.
Pro number two in Perry County is going to be affordable housing. Now, a home in Perry County is typically going to be less than a home in one of the larger metropolitan areas like Harrisburg, Ickesburg, Hershey, Carlisle. And additionally, your money is going to get you a larger parcel of land. Typically, the footprint of the land is going to be larger. So even if the home is smaller, square footage wise, you're going to be on an acre or two or even more. Aaron even said he grew up on 12 acres and his neighbors had 12, 15 acres. So that's a great thing, right? Now, the property taxes are also going to be lower. We've seen them as low as $2,000 a year. And this is a good point, if you have 10 or more acres, you are going to be eligible for a county-wide program known as Clean and Green, where you get tax incentives from the county government to offset your tax bill at the end of the year. So 10 or more acres, look into that program, the Clean and Green program. All things considered, that is why affordable living and affordable housing are number 2 on our list of pros in Perry County. All right, so coming in at the 3 spot for pros is going to be community atmosphere. This county fosters a really tight-knit community where people have a sense of really knowing their neighbor and being there for them and supporting them. These are older towns, a couple hundred years old. Places like Newport and Marysville and Duncannon go back a couple hundred years with some rich history. Those families, those several generations that are living in these areas, that are running these businesses, that are being part of the community here. Aaron even told us earlier, having grown up in Duncannon, he knows multiple people that have stayed in the town and helped in its development, like the Lindgren Brewery and like the Doyle Hotel. People of his generation continuing to enhance these communities. So if you're looking for a tight-knit community, if you're looking for something a little bit away from the hustle and bustle and the craziness of a metropolitan area, but still close enough to visit and enjoy the amenities of, Perry County is going to be that spot for you. I have to make mention that on niche.com, Marysville and Newport are listed as the top 2 places to live in Perry County, with residents saying things like, very small, quaint town. Everybody knows everyone, and everybody is treated with amazing small town hospitality. So you get it right there from the residents' mouth, that this is a small town where people treat each other with respect, they support each other, and they feel a really good sense of camaraderie among community. So that's why at the number 3 spot, it's the community vibe here in Perry County.
Okay, so number 4 on our list of pros of Perry County is going to be outdoor activities. If you enjoy outdoor activities, Perry County might be the place for you. You can enjoy things like hiking, fishing, boating, hunting, and camping due to its proximity to the Appalachian Trail, state parks, as well as the Susquehanna and Juniata rivers. And you can enjoy these activities all year round. Perry County is also close enough to Harrisburg to participate in all the benefits of a metropolitan area, and just far enough away to enjoy the peace and quiet of country life. I personally love the community in the area. I love to fish. So my cousin in the spring and summer months, we usually get together and do a little bit of trout fishing in the Little Juniata Creek or Fishing Creek in Marysville. As a kid, I would often walk to the first Delville Bridge in Duncannon and fish the Shermans Creek. It wasn't that far of a walk, and I could walk through my backyard, through the woods, and be there in about a mile. I would also enjoy the YMCA pool, which was also close by. Now, Perry County is also the midway point of the Appalachian Trail that runs from Maine to Georgia and boasts nearly 50 hiking trails throughout. There's also numerous state parks like Little Buffalo State Park. We talked about that in our previous video when we gave you a tour of Perry County. So as you see, there's always something to do outdoors in Perry County, so that's why I brought it in at number 4 on our list of pros.
At the 5 spot in pros, we've got lower crime rate. Now, this is one that no one really ever wants to talk about, right? We don't want to talk about crime, but it is a reality that we have to face. The good thing about facing that reality with Perry County is that the rates are very low, unusually low. If you remember when I talked in my Pro 3 about the community atmosphere, that same thing can be said for why the crime is so low, that these smaller communities are ingratiated there in these towns for many years and have a vested interest in the health and prosperity of the community as a whole. So as such, the infiltration of crime is not as prevalent as it is in other places. Again, you're set away from the metropolitan areas, the busier areas where there's denser population centers, so it goes without saying that those levels would be lower. And thankfully they are considerably lower in Perry County. As a matter of fact, based on statistics from bestplaces.net, Perry County violent crime is a 9.1 up against a U.S. average of 22.7. The property crime in Perry County comes in at an 18.8 against a U.S. average of 35.4. And this scale is on a 1 being the lowest to 100 being the highest scale. So in both of those averages, we are at a very low number. So overall, if you're looking for a sense of security and safety, a place where you know your neighbor, you trust your neighbor, you support your neighbor, and you live in a place with well below average crime, Perry County is the place for you. That's why it gets the 5 spot on our pro list.
Okay, so let's flip over and give you a few cons of living in Perry County. The first one is going to be limited amenities. One of the main challenges of living in a rural area like Perry County is going to be the lack of immediate access to amenities, such as shopping centers, entertainment venues, and specialty services. So if you live in the county, you may need to travel to neighboring towns or cities for certain necessities, like healthcare, or your big box stores, Lowe's, Home Depot, or grocery shopping, clothes shopping. You'll find these in places like Harrisburg, Carlisle, Camp Hill, and Mechanicsburg, which is roughly about a 20 to 30 minute drive from Perry County, unless you live a little more west Perry County or a little more north, which may take you about 45 minutes to an hour to get to. Also, if you want to do a little more clothes shopping, you may want to go to places like Hershey Outlets or Lancaster Outlets, which is going to run you you'll take about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes to get there. Now, I'm not saying Perry County doesn't have exactly what you need. You're going to find a lot of mom and pop stores, a lot of mom and pop businesses throughout Perry County. You're also going to find places like Heller's. It's a local hardware store located in Newport. Newport also has a Giant, which is a local food store, one of the larger local food stores in the area, as well as Carnes, that'll be located in Duncannon, as well as New Bloomfield. So you'll have a lot of places like that, plus fresh produce. I mean, Perry County has a lot of fresh produce in there. So, like I said, I'm not saying you're not going to find exactly what you need, but in some cases you might have to travel outside of the county to find more. So that's going to be our number 1 con of living in Perry County. Off to number 2.
Okay, con number 2 on our list in Perry County is going to be limited job opportunities. Now, there's going to be fewer job opportunities in general, especially in specialized industries like tech, healthcare, sales, corporate sorts of positions. So commuting to larger cities like Harrisburg, Carlisle, York, Mechanicsburg might be a necessity for some residents. There's already a lot of that happening. A lot of commuting going in and out of Perry County for jobs with the Commonwealth, for jobs in healthcare, etc. As a matter of fact, according to niche.com, the median household income in Perry County is $72,922, which is actually higher than the national average of $69,021. So that's a good sign. However, the main industries are agriculture and construction within Perry County in terms of what's available for jobs in that area. So this is why remote work and commuting are going to be your best options. 20 minutes, you can be in Harrisburg, between 20 and 30 minutes, Harrisburg, Mechanicsburg, and Hershey, and all the job opportunities that those places have to offer. So with the way of the world now and how many people are remotely working, you can have a really nice life, a really beautiful way of life in Perry County without having to commute. And if you do have to commute, again, 20 to 30 minutes is hardly a bad commute. So for this reason, we wanted to make you privy to it. There's so many beautiful aspects of Perry County. This was one that we thought we would put on our con list, and we'll move on to our next.
Okay, so we're going to roll right into con number 3 of living in Perry County, and that's going to be educational resources. So since Perry County is a rural county, we're going to have smaller class sizes in there. Also, smaller school districts. Actually, a total of 4. We covered this in a previous video of Perry County. The 4 school districts in Perry County are Newport School District, which is kind of in the center, Greenwood School District to the north, Susquehanna School District, which I graduated from, and then West Perry, which actually covers half the county from the center to the west, hence the name West Perry. So that's it. Just 4 total schools in the entire county. So the county school system might have limited resources compared to other urban districts around the area. Take, for instance, Cumberland Valley, which is right over the mountain. Now, Cumberland Valley is the largest school in the area, so we might not compare to that. But when I graduated a couple years or decades ago, we had a class size in Susquehanna of right around 110, 112 students. Compare that to Cumberland Valley, which is close to 1,000. Like I said, we can't really compare that. That is the largest school in the area. But other school districts like Carlisle or Camp Hill or even Harrisburg will actually have larger class sizes than Perry County schools as well. So academic and sports programs might be limited and staffing not as abundant as larger districts in the area. Now, one good thing is, I knew everybody in my class, so that's kind of a perk of going to school in Perry County. So you know your classmates, whereas like Cumberland Valley, 75% of the people you didn't even know. I had friends that went to Cumberland Valley and the surrounding school districts myself. But there are other opportunities. There's private schools around the area, as well as Cumberland Valley Vo-Tech, which is a technical school that you can go to for half the day in 10th grade. So 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. One of my sons actually attended Vo-Tech and graduated. So that basically wraps up the educational resources, and that's why we bring it in as con number 3 of living in Perry County.
Okay, coming in at the 4th spot on our list of cons is going to be healthcare accessibility. Now, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but when you're in these rural communities, when you're up in the mountains, kind of set away from everything, it's all the major industries are going to be a little bit more limited. So healthcare falls into that same category. There are no hospitals in Perry County per se. However, there are small private practices and smaller doctor's offices, some UPMC affiliates here and there. No hospitals, but not to worry. Within a short 20 to 30 minute drive, you're going to be at some of the best hospitals in the region, like West Shore Hospital and Hershey Medical Center. So just making you aware of that for some pre-planning and things like that. There are doctor's offices. There is medical attention available in Perry County. But for the larger hospital consortiums of doctors, research, and therapies that are available, you'll have to travel to Harrisburg or Hershey or Mechanicsburg. So for that reason, it falls in at the 4th spot on our cons list.
Okay, so we're going to wind down this video with con number 5 of living in Perry County, and that's going to be internet and technology access. I know a little bit about this since I grew up in Perry County. Of course, the internet was just coming out when I was a teenager and almost graduating, so the only thing I had to worry about was AOL chat rooms at the time. All right, so that just gives you a little glimpse of how old I am. But rural areas often face challenges with reliable internet and technology infrastructure, which could impact daily activities like remote work, online education, as well as entertainment options. Now, I know Perry County has gotten a lot better over the years. There's going to be some well-named companies up in that area right now, which is going to be Comcast Cable. They service just Newport and Shermans Dale. Then you're going to have Blue Ridge Cable, which is going to kind of encompass a lot of the other parts of the county besides Newport and Shermans Dale. And they have pretty reliable internet service as well. When you get a little deeper into Perry County, you may be limited with DSL or kind of no service at all, depending where you live. So that's a thought you might want to keep in your mind when moving to Perry County, but you don't really have to worry about that because we'll do all that work for you here at the Living in Central PA team. So that's going to wrap up our pros and cons video for the day. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more just like it, subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications. That way you can be the first to know about the current market right here in Central PA. My name is Aaron, my man Josh over here, and the rest of the Central PA team. Until next time, keep it real.